age is no limit. He always find a way to get in it, get to a tournament, get some trophies, get some money out of it, take first place grand championship, and teach some more people about the sniper fighting method.
All right, so we're winding down right now to what was. We just finished the workout, and I'm gonna give you some insights on how literally I set you up. So if you notice, there's times where I'm at a distance where it looks like I'm closer, I'm too far away, and then I just do a little adjustment, and I throw the kick at you. When I throw the kick at you, it's where I'm trying to do a split at you. In other words, I want to get maximum distance, but not to the point where if I throw it, I fall. It's like, say, 95%. So when I throw it and my foot comes down, it slightly bends, which still allows my body to come forward with a punch. So I extend my body with the foot, and then when the foot goes down, the punch comes immediately. So there's no gap in between. It's not
pauses.
It's not kick. It's right. So it's a half count. Instead of being 1, 2, it's 1, 2.
Simultaneously.
Yeah, almost simultaneous. It's not simultaneous, and then it'll be considered one. But it's a gap. It's not a complete count. It's not 1 and back 2. It's 1, and then that's the 2, which is the half count. Now, immediately following that, I hit with the 2 count, which is like this, 2. Because 1, 2 becomes 1, 2.
Wow.
And that's, if you notice,
Fighting secrets.
yeah. So the idea is that it's the same analogy of shooting with a revolver. A revolver is pop, pop, and there's a gap, and that gap takes a second.
Right.
You have a semi-automatic, it's pop, pop, 1, 2,
Continue.
pop, pop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you hear that, sadly, in the streets of the Bronx, right? But then you have a machine gun that goes, right?
Rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire. That's why they put in those same things in there. But so the point is still the same thing. Where if I don't give you a gap to counter, that means that you are still gonna have to be either covering. You're under fire.
Yeah. You're under attack.
You're under attack. So if you don't reposition, then you have a situation that is not good. So now I want you to reposition, but I want you to reposition while going back on your heels, which is what most people do.
Wow.
And then talking about that, then sometimes you see me, I go back on my heel, but I create the space. So my whole body goes towards 6 o'clock when I'm punching towards the center of the clock. When most people stand in the center of the clock and they hit towards 12 and they retreat towards 6, I retreat towards 6, but the center of the clock, which is the neutral zone, is where I throw the punch, which you just came into, because that's your 12.
Wow.
So a lot of times you see me go backwards, or like you saw in the tournament where I went back, but and then at the half count, it wasn't 1, 2. I jumped back, and before I land, I threw the second punch. So it's as opposed to 1, 2. That's a half count going backwards towards 6 o'clock, but punching towards 9 o'clock. Because I hit him I went towards my 6, hit him in the center, and then before I dropped, I went across and hit him with what would be 3 to 9.
And I seen you using the same techniques in the last tournament.
Yeah, well, I'm referencing that specific tournament, which so I'm going
And some of y'all
backwards.
saw on the video.
So the guy initiates. First of all, I create the distance. I put my body inside my hand. If he can't touch my hand, that means he can't touch my body. In other words, this is the distance, which is about 1.5 feet, give or take, between my hand and my body. So if I put my hand out there, this is like the scouts. So if they get through the front line, then we retreat. And when we retreat, we leave something behind. So that's what this is. As the enemy line, you're putting the hand out at the enemy line, and if they come at you, you bring it back, and it looks like you're retreating. And sometimes you bring it back and you hit them with the same hand. Right? Sometimes you bring it back like this and leave the kick out.
But you always got something to give them.
Yeah, sometimes you bring it back and you reposition so like that when they come, you can still hit them while they're coming in. Sometimes you bring it back and you use the same hand and then use the other hand, which is what I said. Yeah,
so what's the difference between sniper fighting and other regular sport karate?
Okay, so sniper fighting entails distance. When you talk about sniper, people talk about hitting at a long distance. But I ask people, where is a sniper most dangerous? When he's far or when he's close? And this is a trick question. Most people say, of course, when he's far. That's not true. The sniper is a assassin. It's a ninja. It's a person who at a distance can hit you, but the closer they get, the less chance of them missing increases, or their percentage of hitting increases. So a sniper could be
Wow.
someone who turns around and gives you some cyanide in your coffee, and you pay them because they infiltrated the coffee shop, and they,
some of that coffee.
and they became your assassin because you're the mark. But let's just use this as an example. You have ground zero. You got range number 1, which is short, elbows, knees, hips, throws, or what have you, or even takedowns. Range number 2, I call that punching range. Doesn't matter if it's from karate,
Striking.
boxing, what have you, striking, but from punching. Range number 3, you're kicking. You're kicking.
Kicking range.
So that's a kicking range. So you go ground zero, range 1, elbows and knees. Range 2, punching. Range 3, kicking. What's range 4? Range 4 to me is the sniper range, where the person thinks, oh, they're far away. They can't, and our bullets can't reach them because they're too far. However, a sniper can hit you to center mass because they practice those long range.
Long range.
Yeah. So let's just
kicks.
let's just say again. Let's say this is ground zero here. This is punching. This is kicking. This is sniper. So snipers out here all alone. They're at a distance all alone. But a sniper can bridge this gap with either a kick or an illusion by stepping this way. Well, snipers, instead of going horizontal, they'll go diagonal, but it looks like it's horizontal. And they already bridged the gap for a kicker.
deep.
Yeah, so
And
in
that's
other
just
words,
with the footwork.
yeah, that's the zigzag. So if you notice in the footwork today, there was times where I zigzag and went in. Now, if I go zigzag, you know there's going to be a kick. But today I had to cheat. I had to go zig, punch, zag, kick. So I had to throw a technique in the half count. You know? In other words, someone throwing a strike at me and I block the strike and then I redirect the strike, right? But I block the strike first and then redirect the strike. That becomes a different combination, right?
Right.
So I block the strike, redirect it, and what would be secure it. That's one. That's called, it's 1, 2. But if I go 1, pop, 2,
Yes.
that's on the half count. So I'm going 1, boom, and then 2. That's what you start to get when you use rapid fire weapons. It's not just a revolver, it's not just a semi-automatic, but it depends on how you want to squeeze it. And we can have multiple things. So 1, 2, 3. Most people throw 1, 2. Some people go 1, 2, 3. Not most of them. Usually they do what? Yeah, usually they do 1, 1,
3.
2. Even if it's 3, it's not in a sequence. So it's almost like they always doing 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 1. So it's like 1, 1, 1, 2. But they don't go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Doubling up.
Yeah, well, it's literally just going until. So, like, for example, if you play basketball and you want to score, you shoot and then you have to follow up, right? Follow
Yeah.
your shot. They say follow your shot. But how about if it bounces off? You got a rebound option, right?
Yes.
Then you go back up. How about if you miss there? You get another rebound. You got another shot. And how about if you miss again? You get another rebound.
Take it up.
So you
again.
keep going up and down until you can. Most people jump up one time and like that's it. They give up. But you had guys like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was gonna keep grabbing that thing and
Right,
push
right.
everybody out the way because he wanted to get that loose ball.
I'm getting this one.
Yeah. So I don't care. So there's times where even when you play good basketball, you might shoot, miss the shot on purpose, grab the ball, throw it off the backboard to the other side, throw it off the backboard to the other side, throw it off the backboard to the other side, just to practice the lateral movement and
Right.
then finally finger roll
Drill.
the thing in.
Drills,
Yeah,
right.
so I do that when I'm sparring sometimes. See, I go this way, I go this way, I go that way, I go this way, and then finally I go.
Wow.
Yeah, so I do. So if it's sport karate, you can take the aspects of other sports and implement it into the striking because it's all based on distance. Distance, timing, tempo, rhythm. You play basketball, a guy who has handle, you can still steal the ball from him if you have the timing, tempo, rhythm, and grab the ball on the way it's bouncing up.
Wow.
Not bouncing down because that's gonna be hard, but bounce it up and put your hand on top of him so
That's
like that the ball
something.
comes this way, and then you grab the ball and you go towards the heel. When you go towards the heel, that means you did a fast break. You was able to.
It's gonna be
So
hot.
the idea is that you want to position yourself where you take advantage, which is technically speaking the art of war, where you're flanking somebody, you're going lateral movement, but you start off by going forward, and then you fake reposition Now, if you only dribble with the right hand, then you have limitations.
Oh, so you got to.
You have to be able to be ambidextrous. You have to be
Yes.
ambidextrous. So that's why when you see us do the left-right drill, it's exactly that. The left, right, and right drill. When we put the left-right, we put it forward, we put it back. It doesn't really matter.
You train on
It
both
gives
sides.
you an arsenal that most people have limitations. Because I know exactly how good everybody is. You're as good as your worst technique.
Wow.
And I'll leave it at that note. You are as good as your worst
First
technique.
technique. You heard it, Grandmaster.
That's the weak link.
Sniper fighting method. Let me see if I can ask you one more question.
Yeah, shoot.
What about the sniper fighting mindset?
Okay,
You
so
got an ebook on that coming out, right?
yeah, I have a book on it. It really is, in all sense, it's the art of war, but just with more of a modern day twist to it. In the art of war, it was all based on taking advantage of your opponent, creating illusions, getting the high ground. If you notice, when I spar, sometimes I get the high ground and I go high.
Right.
But sometimes I go the low ground to go high. Sometimes I go the low ground to go back, to go around. But the goal is to get to the fortress. You have to be versatile enough. Sometimes I get invited to the fortress where they just let me sneak in by not being intimidating. I'm okay, and then all of a sudden you switch up.
Got
So
you comfortable.
yeah, so that's really what it comes down to. You want to have people comfortable enough to participate in being a target for you. Like they cannot, if they don't participate by concealing, I should not concealing, by being nice enough to be a target for us, because they're gonna always run away. You know, so in order for me to have you get hit, you have to be compliant with what I'm doing.
Right.
So how do I make it compliant? I got to be sneaky. I have to make myself vulnerable at times.
I like that.
Sometimes I have to make myself.
Don't be so obvious.
No. It's an element of surprise. It's called trigonometry. I don't know if that's a real word, but I invented it, I guess. Because you're tricking someone. The only reason I can hit you is because you are compliant to me hitting you. If I say to you, lift up your arm so I can punch you in the rib, and you don't lift your arm up, then you're not being compliant. Then I have to go to plan B. Okay, move your arm out the way. Well, I'll move it out the way, Or I'll say, here, hit me in the face, and you go hit me in the face. That same hand went up. Oh, perfect. Keep it up there so I can punch you over here.
Right.
So that's being compliant because I'm tricking you.
Did you hear that? That was good understanding. Did you hear that recent comment where Billy Blanks was talking about defense?
No.
All right. He had mentioned something.
But normally the greatest defense is a great offense. So I don't know if he said that. And Billy was a phenomenal with footwork. He had great footwork and literally was a fast fighter for his weight. And that's, he was my role model. He showed me how to blitz, showed me a few other techniques that when you say Billy Blanks, immediately I start thinking, I haven't done some of those things in years, where he would put someone right in front of you. Or actually, I do it. When you see me when I stand right in front of you, and all of a sudden I take a step like I'm running that way, and you see how I do that? I step away. Well, Blanks taught us. I thought I was a fast kicker, and I was. However, he put a whiteboard in front of me, and when I went to pick up the leg to kick, the guy was done in one step, and I couldn't touch him because he ran like I did, like a sprint. When I sprint that way, you can't touch me. So when you see me do that,
Wow.
I learned that from Billy. Except I normally do that passively just to confuse you. When I step that way, you're like, wait, he's on the other side now. He's far away, and then you come closer. But when you come closer, normally you come too close, and you can't tell the distance, and that's why I'm able to hit you.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. Again, there's levels to this whole stuff.
Sniper fighting.
Yeah. So again, sniper, sharp, precise, on point. The difference between a sniper fighting and any other style of striking is that we have the sniper fighter range where we could bridge that gap. But then you still have to be legitimate as a kicker, as a puncher, elbows and knees, and even onto the ground. Because I could take people down really easily because I've done that type of stuff. So to me, that the range that most styles just don't have, because the person goes, he's too far. And the minute they go, he's too far, boom, they just got hit. How you got hit? Because the sniper just bridged that gap and hit you with center mass from a distance where your weapon cannot reach.
Far. Wow. I can't wait to experience the next seminar. And also the workshop is coming up. So make sure y'all hit me up if y'all want to get in. Hey, how you doing? If y'all want to get into the next sniper fighting workshop and seminar. with Grandmaster Fast Free Fontanez?
We also have our location where we'll be doing streaming live certifications and seminars too from our school, Fontanez Martial Arts Success Center, over in East 3rd Street in the East Village section of New York City.
And you still doing a sniper fighting coaching too?
Yeah, so I have a goal to create the top fighter in the world, 18 to 29, because they're the ones that really get the respect in terms of highlight. I believe that the competitors today pretty much are all the same, and the reason the ones that win are winning us because they're doing what everybody else is doing better.
Wow.
But the only way for you to really win or beat somebody is to do something different. So by definition, if you and I do the same exact thing, that means I can only win if I do that faster or better than you. But the truth of the matter is that they're just limiting their vocabulary. They're doing, let's say, ABC, 3 techniques, and you can write with so many words with ABC. Well, there's A through Z, and there's options, even using the letter X.
Oh.
And you want to be able to use the entire alphabet. So like that, when you're sparring, it's not just the redundance of I can, 3 techniques. It's more like poetry, emotion, or philosophy, or spoken tongue, where you start getting real creative and have so much fun.
Sound like what Bruce Lee did. He used to be able to take one technique and create multiple versions of it.
Yeah, because there's different perspectives to it. So everything I actually do, it comes from the mindset of there's a daily decrease and a daily increase. So I want to decrease my bad habits, but I want to increase my, or would be, efficiency. So yes, you can take one thing and different perspectives of it and create a whole arsenal. I mean, I believe they did that with the peanut, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's called repurposing. Even when we use these videos, we repurpose them and use them in shorts and use them in reels and shoot them, etc. So yeah, everything is everything, and you're able to literally recreate things from the past into the future.
Awesome. All right, y'all heard it best. So look forward to hearing more from Grandmaster Fast Free Fontanez, Master Ty.
AB.
Peace and blessings, y'all.
Get outta
AB,
here.
see you at the next seminar.
Peace.
Peace and love.
See, so there he went live, and then here I recorded that way. So